Hi guys, welcome back. Today's video, I'm going to be giving y'all my book recommendations for everything that I think you should read before the summer is over. I genuinely cannot believe it's already August. I think today's August. Today's the 4th already, so September is literally a couple of weeks away. So I compiled 7 books that I think you should read before summer is over. Now, these are pretty popular, I feel like mainstream books, but these are also books that are super easy to read super fast. I feel like if you aren't a big reader yet and if you're trying to get into it right now, these are the perfect books for you. So the first book is Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter. This is just the cutest book ever. I wouldn't say it's necessarily aimed around summer. I believe they are in the middle of the school year in this book, but it's such a lighthearted little love story between a girl and a guy. I forget what their names are, Liz and Wes. Just a super cute book. It is a little bit thicker. This book has roughly 350 pages, so it's a little bit of a longer book, but that's okay. I also love this one because at the beginning of every chapter, let me try to find a page to give y'all an example. She puts like quotes from popular movies. Oh my god, how long is this chapter? I remember these chapters were so long. Okay, so for example, here's chapter 3 and it says, "You're late, you're stunning, you're forgiven," from Pretty Woman. And every chapter has like cute little quotes like that from different movies, hence Better Than the Movies. So this is just such a cute, lighthearted read. I would definitely pick this up before the summer ends. The next one I feel like is a pretty common one. I feel like a lot of people have read this, but it's definitely a book that you should read. This one's also just a little bit thicker, but it's The Summer of Broken Rules by K.L. Walther. This was literally one of my favorite books of all time. I read this one and Every Summer After, which is also, I guess I can just talk about these together. I don't remember which one I read first. I think I read this one and then this one immediately after. And I rated both of these 5 stars. They were so good. So this book is about Meredith and Whit, and Meredith goes to her grandparents', I guess it's not really a farm, but it's like a little, not village, I don't know what to call this, but her grandparents own like a bunch of land, and it's like a little camp almost where they have different buildings, and it's like for the whole family to get together. So they're having a wedding there. Someone in the family, the cousin, I think, is getting married. So she's there for a couple of weeks and she meets Whit, who ends up being a like brother on the groom's side, and they have their little summer together at this camp and they hit it off, and it is just the cutest thing ever. Loved this book. I would honestly reread this before the summer is over. Same with this one. I liked this one even more than I liked The Summer of Broken Rules. This one was the cutest book ever. This one is about Sam and Percy, which Percy is just such a unique name for a book, but this is one of those dual perspectives, so it goes back and forth between current and past time. And something happened to where they kind of grew apart, and then Sam's mom died, so they come back together to, I believe they're in Canada, maybe they're not, they're somewhere up north to where there's like the pine trees and the lake and everything, but they go back there and they kind of hit it off again, and I just absolutely loved this book. I'm pretty sure I read this in like one day, and it was just the best little story ever, so definitely recommend this. The next one is Archer's Voice by Mia Sheridan. My sister got me this book for Christmas this past year, and funny enough, I read it like right after Christmas in the midst of winter. But this is definitely not a winter book. You can obviously read it in the winter, but it takes place in the summer. I think it takes place in Maine. Yeah, Pelion, Maine. And she goes there to get away from something that happened back in her hometown. I'm not gonna say anything about that. And she meets Archer, he doesn't talk. I don't think he can talk at all. So, and he's kind of like the weird guy of the town. Everyone thinks he's weird because he doesn't talk, and he's very non-social. Like, he hardly leaves his house, but when he does, he like doesn't talk to anyone in town. So like everyone thinks he's weird. but she becomes friends with him and starts to like him, and he starts to like her, and it's just the cutest thing. And she goes to the lake a lot in this book, and she says that she like lays on the sand on a towel with her dog, and she reads a book, and it gives all the best vibes, and it takes place in like this cute little town. It's so cute. I've always wanted to go to Maine too, so like this just made me love it even more. I also cried at the end of this book, and I know that there is like a sequel to this. I think it's just called Travis, I think. Don't hold me to my word on that, but I also feel like I didn't hear the best reviews on it. I don't know why, but I definitely need to read that. But I would definitely recommend this. I know that this is so many people's favorite book, and it's like that for a reason. The next book is a book that I feel like everyone would recommend this year because it literally came out a couple of months ago, and that is Happy Place by Emily Henry. First of all, just look at the cover. This is the prettiest cover I've ever seen on a book, and I am not a fan of hardcover books, but this is the prettiest cover I've ever seen. Like, oh my god, it's just so cute. But this is my favorite Emily Henry book to date. I have read Beach Read, People We Meet on Vacation, and Happy Place. And the reason I chose this over The People We Meet on Vacation is because I just loved this book a lot more. This one takes place in, I want to say this takes place in Maine too for some reason. Yeah, this one takes place in Maine too. Oh, I love all these books that take place in Maine. But it's a whole friend group that goes to Maine to one of their friends' families owns a house up there, and it's the last summer before their family's gonna sell it, so they decide to spend one last summer there. But what all of the friends don't know is that Harriet and, oh my god, what is the guy's name? Harriet and Wynn, they are actually not together anymore. I think that they were engaged. They were either dating or they were engaged already, but they're not together anymore, and no one knows that, so they have to pretend to still be together throughout the whole trip. But obviously it's gonna unravel at some point, and it does, and it's just so cute. They do all the cute Maine things, like go to bookstores and go shopping and go down to the beach, and it's just, oh my god, I literally love this book so much. I would reread this too, so definitely get this. Okay, the next one I feel like is also really, really obvious, but that's the Summer I Turned Pretty series. This is not the right cover for, this was a whole fiasco. When I got this book on Amazon, it came with this one because obviously the show is out now, and a lot of the times when books come out with shows, they kind of like redo the cover to like match the show, which is what this book is. As you can see, it literally says streaming now on Prime Video. So the first book does not match my second and third book, which are back there on my bookshelf somewhere. I didn't get those out, but definitely read the whole series. The first book is by far the best out of all of them though. So definitely read this. This is a super, super, super skinny book, guys. Like if you wanted to, you could probably read this within a day. It literally has like 250 pages. So this is just the cutest one. This, I would say, gives the most beach vibes out of every book. They're at the beach like the entire summer in this book, and they're at Cousins Beach, and Belly, the main girl, she's the only girl, and Conrad and Jeremiah are the two sons of Susanna, who own the beach house, and they've been best friends since they were like babies. So they've grown up going to Cousins Beach together every year, and there's like not a love triangle, but she kind of has feelings for both the guys, and it goes through that whole thing, and you have to pick a side. Like you have to pick a side, and I'm not gonna lie, I think I'm team Conrad. He's just, love him, love Conrad. Let me know down below if you're team Conrad or Jeremiah. There's no hate if you're team Jeremiah, but I'm a Conrad girl at heart. The last book is Love and Other Words by Christina Lauren. This was another really, really, really cute book. This is about Elliot and Macy. And this is another one. This is like a carbon copy of Every Summer After, which a lot of people gave hate to. I don't know which book came out first, but the second one that came out, I know it got a lot of hate because they thought that that book copied the other one. I've seen a lot of videos of people talking about that, and it really was like pretty identical. This one goes back and forth as well between current and past time. and it's about a girl and a guy and stuff that happened when they were kids and why they kind of like grew apart, but now they're coming back together as they're older, and it's just a really, really cute book. I love this one too. Definitely would recommend this. And yeah, that is all of the books that I have to recommend. I know that these were all pretty common and mainstream books, but that's what makes them popular. They're good books, so everyone wants to read them. So definitely get to reading these books before summer is over. You only have a couple of weeks, which I know that technically most places in the US stay warm for a little bit longer. Like here in Texas, we will still be in the 90s until, I'm not kidding, probably late October. I'm not even joking, which is still what, like 3 months away. I'm not excited for that, but yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time.